The Perfect Mistress, a Jessie Hunt psychological suspense thriller, Book 15, written by Blake Pierce, narrated by Ulka S. Mohanty. Prologue. The snow crunched beneath her feet. In the bright moonlight, Sarah Ripley could clearly see the exact spot where the snow gave way to the slicker, far more dangerous ice at the edge of the road. She made sure to steer clear of it as she walked up the last stretch of the hill to the cabin. She could have taken a rideshare home. Even in the small mountain town of Wild Pines, there was always a driver available. In fact, that's how she'd gotten to the bar earlier in the evening. But her face was flushed, and she felt warm from the drinks and the heat of the crowd at the Wild Things bar. The walk would cool her off and clear her head. It needed clearing, and even a night out with the girls hadn't helped. She glanced at her phone. It was 9:41 p.m. That was more than enough time to get back before her visitor arrived at 10. Even though this was hardly new to her, Sarah's stomach was a bubbling cauldron of nervousness and anticipation. She had almost crested the hill. The top of the cabin, or as her friends called it, Chalet Ripley, was in sight. Smoke billowed from the fireplace, obscuring the moon slightly and giving the night a ghostly vibe. Her husband had warned her repeatedly not to leave the fireplace roaring when there was no one in the house, but she liked how toasty it made the place when she returned. Besides, he barely came up here anymore, so he wasn't in a position to dictate how things should operate. By contrast, Sarah came up here at least once a month, more often in the winter. While Dwayne considered the Wild Pines cabin an investment, to Sarah, it was much more. A respite from the noise and crowds of L.A. There was plenty of time for the Beverly Hills soirees, elaborate beachfront parties, and dinners at the restaurants of James Beard Award winners. This place offered something far more valuable: solitude. And if things went as planned, it would also be the second location of her store, C, which specialized in funky gifts and collectibles. The small town was popular with hipster tourists, and she was pretty sure her wares would be catnip to them. When she finally got to the top of the hill, she stopped and allowed herself a moment to catch her breath. Bending over and resting her hands on her knees, she watched as her exhalations rose into the air like the smoke from her chimney. The walk had been close to a mile long, almost all uphill.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?